Hey there, Jonathan from Lessons with Jonathan, and today I want to show you a super easy way to spice up your playing by taking chord shapes that you know, major chords, and turning them into jazz chords, so seventh chords. So I'm going to show you the four most common shapes and how to play them on the neck and a little bit of the theory behind it. Most guitar players, you know, we are pretty familiar with these sorts of shapes like G, D, and C, all that good stuff, and maybe even started playing some bar chords, so taking, you know, F and G and A, and realizing that, like, oh, you know, if I'm playing this shape that's an F and I move it up 2 frets, I get a G, and if I move it up 2 more frets, I get an A. So we're going to take that concept and learn how to apply it to different jazz chords. So in our case, seventh chords. And we're going to take the four most common ones. So check this out. We're going to start off in C, and I'm going to use the A shape that we're really familiar with for the bar chord. So, you know, if you have this A chord right here, really common, I flip it around and I bar it, and here I have a C. And again, the way that I got here was by going A sharp or B flat, B, and then C. So that all makes sense, right? Like, we have this bar chord. I learned that I can play C like this, and if I wanted to, you know, I can move it up to get F and G. Pretty simple stuff. Now let's use this shape to create a seventh chord. And a seventh chord is really just a chord that has one more note in it. It's got 4 notes. So right now when we're playing this A chord, we are playing what's called a triad. Now you might ask, like, oh, but I see you're playing 5 strings. Well, really within this, I'm playing the note C, I'm playing the note G, I'm playing a C, so that's an octave, I'm playing an E, and another G, so I get an octave. And that's really that. So I'm playing 3 notes, but I'm doubling them, and that's how I get this. And again, the way that I get the notes is based off of the major scale. So, you know, if I have a major scale, I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the octave. And that would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So a normal triad, the one that we're playing right here, any triad really, is built on intervals of a third, which means that we're skipping notes. So we're going from this one to the third one, skipping the fourth, and going to the fifth. And I'm sure you've heard this sound before, right? So that's really the idea behind that. Now we're going to play a seventh chord. So we're going to add the seventh. So I'm going to play the root, I'm going to play the fifth, the third, I'm going to play the fifth, and then I'm going to add the seventh, which is this one. So I get. And then to make it a chord, I just have to play them together. So what I really do is, we're looking for a major seventh at this point. And the major 7 chord literally just follows the major scale. So all I want to do is find the seventh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and add it to my chord. And what's really cool is I have the octave right here on the 3rd string. So to make that a seventh, all I have to do is play this shape and move this note down a half step to here. And that is how I get a major 7. Really common shape. If you don't want to do the bar chord, you can play the 4 in the middle. So this is a C major 7 chord. Easy to grab, sounds really good. And again, the cool thing with this principle is you have the C chord, and then once you know that, you can just move that up, and then you get the F chord, E flat, D, you know, so you can do cool stuff. Make your life pretty easy. Great way to get a C major 7 chord. Now, if you see a C7 or just a 7, that implies that we're going to flatten the 7th. So it's a dominant 7, flat 7. You'll see stuff like that all the time. So the cool thing now is we've already discovered where the 7th is. And if you look at this chord, I have the root here. I have the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have the 3rd up here. And again, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I just start it over again. 1, 2, 3. That's how I get that. And what I want to do now is just flatten the 7th. And since I already know where it is, all I have to do is go down a half step. And then I realize, oh, I could just do that with the bar. So that is a C7. And again, C7, D7, E7, F7. Shapes stay the same. Life is easy. Cool, so now we've covered C major 7, great sound. Then we covered C dominant 7 or C7. And now we're going to cover C minor 7. And a minor chord is just a root, a flat 3rd, a 5th, and then a flat 7 in our case. So to get that, we'll take the root that we have the 5th already, we have the flat 7, and now we're going to take the 3rd, which is right here, and just take it down a half step to the 4th fret. And then you have a C minor 7. And if you're familiar with the A minor shape, you just slide that up 3 frets and lift the pinky. That's actually almost easier to play than just a C minor chord. I'm sure you've heard this before. And then the last one, of course, is the C minor 7 with a flat 5. So what's really cool again is we have the root, we have the minor 3rd, which makes it minor, we have the flat 7, and now we just need to take the 5th, which is right here, and move it down a fret. And then not play the top there. So that's the minor 7, flat 5, and usually what we want to do is play it like this. Sometimes I play it like this with a bar. Most of the time I'll play it like this. So let's run through that really, really quickly. C major 7, C7 or C dominant 7, C minor 7, C minor 7 with the flat 5. Those are the 4 shapes. And we can use those 4 shapes in tunes that we're learning. So if you were seeing a chord chart, say a tune like Autumn Leaves, for instance, right? You're seeing the chords that are going there. So you have A minor, for instance, A minor 7. Well, you can play that right here. Or over here using the shape that we learned. Then you have D7. So you would just play a dominant 7 chord on D, which is right here. Then you get G major 7. So you would just take that C major 7 shape that we learned, move it up here, and then you go to C major 7. And then you get F sharp minor 7 with a flat 5. So we just take that shape, move it up with the root on F sharp, B7, take the dominant 7 shape, move it to B, and then E minor 7, which is the minor 7 on the 7th fret. And that's how you can take this really simple principle, again, 4 shapes, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, flat 5, and you can turn that into tunes and using it for songs and charts that you're reading. All right, that's it for jazz chords.